All right. Welcome to Fire Connect. So exciting. Another week of connecting with people. So I'm glad to see Rick here and Dr. Rob, Martha. There's so many exciting things that we need to talk about today, but I'm really happy to have you guys here. Tuesday, let's see, Martha has over, has been, yes, that's right. I've seen her amazing photos, Martha. I mean, those are amazing photos you have there. And yeah.
It took a lot of bravery to put pictures of me looking like that.
They're gorgeous. We're meeting tonight to talk about the magazine, right?
Yep, we are.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We don't have any guests, but this is good. We can learn more about each other. And so let's go ahead and start with our Fire Up Connect Q&A. And let me see. I'm gonna ask Dr. Rob this time because he always end up asking me at the end of the meeting. So Dr. Rob, let's see. Oh gosh, it's really interesting when you know someone already and you've got a lot of information and you still have to figure out what to ask, right? So, but in this case, Dr. Rob, so far you've been a member of the Fire Up Connect and you've connected to different types of members. What are some of the interesting things that you learn from meeting some of the Fire Up Connect members?
That's a great question because I learned something different depending on the skill set of the person. And I've met, the thing I like about the Fire Connect members is the wide variety of backgrounds, and just they're kind of characters. They're all like hyper intelligent. They're all really good at what they do. It's just nice working with professionals, to be honest.
That's awesome. Glad to hear that. Okay, so it's your turn, Dr. Rob.
All right, so obviously I want to hear about Martha, and I just need a very brief summary of how you feel your efforts are going as far as like putting your stuff out there on social media.
I should be paying for Facebook ads and things like that, but my efforts, I have a fellowship, so it helps. Yeah. I told Maria on this that I'm pulling back a little from really going hardcore with clients. So right now I'm just making events and just getting a fellowship with people to know me and kind of getting my brand out. That's what I'm doing for a year, because right now I'm still doing my PhD, so I don't want to do one-on-one clients. And that's why I'm doing my course. I'm doing my course where I do it twice a year and I have 20 student steps. So right now it's just a matter of getting my name out. That's why I'm doing the book, I'm doing the magazine, and I'm doing all these other events.
Awesome.
And really my essence is to educate business owners. It's frustrating, but I think it's like working out. Everyone knows they should work out, and the same thing with their money and their finances. Everyone knows they should look at their numbers, but they don't. It's just something that they just don't, they know, but they don't do it. So I hope that by insisting, I educate people that looking at their numbers is of essence if you're going to be in business.
Awesome. All right, Martha, now it's your turn.
All righty. Brian, any new clients that you have brought aboard? Because you do a lot.
Now that I can unmute myself, I can actually tell you. I have onboarded a new client, pretty sizable account. It was a referral, so that is even more gratifying. Business owner, and part of what we talked about are some of the tax deferral strategies, because she wants to do more charitable giving. And I told her that if you paid less in taxes, you could give that extra money to charity. So she's all over that now. One of my strategic partners, that is one of their primary focuses, to work with business owners and show them how they can be more philanthropic by giving less money to the government. So, so that's a win all around. So
That's awesome, Brian. Okay, Brian, you've got Rick.
Rick, what's going on in your life today?
Oh, today, normal stuff. Just connecting with new people. I connected with a few new people today. I got an notification that a client that disappeared came back in. So just things like that. This networking meeting now, and I'll make a few calls afterwards, and then I'll close up for the day.
Awesome. All right, Rick, you get to ask me a question.
I get to ask you a question.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'm unprepared. How do you juggle all of the businesses you own?
How do I juggle?
Yeah.
That was really interesting because yesterday, or actually even this morning, I was talking to people on a different event, and then I'm inviting people for the Fire Up Live event, and I'm dealing with some of the radio shows. So it's like sometimes, I find myself interesting to where I'm able to track everything all at the same time. I think it's because I've been doing it for many years that it doesn't bother me now that I am able to move from one project to another in like seconds, and I can figure it out how to make it work. So, but it is a crazy thing to do. But the way I make it really organized for me is I write down things. And I make it so visible in my eyes that these are the things that I need to do for this project. So I have to write it down. There's a time that I really just do some writing, and I make sure I brainstorm all the ideas that I have for that project, and then I move on to the next project. So that's how I line up everything. And then so when I'm talking to people, I'm able to quickly juggle with no problem. So that's how I do it. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move on to the next part of our meeting, which is, the expert section. This is the time that I think, because I'm doing a lot of events, and I know that I've been talking to a lot of people that I have not talked for so long, because they're part of other projects that I've had in a few years for the nonprofit organization. The others I've worked with, the real estate projects. So they're just different time frames. So are you guys going back like 4 or 5 years to connect with some of your clients? How do you guys do that? I'll start with you, Rick.
Go back 4 or 5 years to
Yeah.
connect with them. Sure. Yeah, I mean, there are different techniques to keep in touch with my database, which can go back more than 5 years. And, it can be through an email drip campaign.
Okay.
Or if they surface for some reason, a phone contact, and that applies to clients too. Clients who have done deals, I keep in touch with them all the time.
Okay, perfect. And what about you, Dr. Rob? I know you probably more organized in how you connect with your clients.
So if I've qualified somebody as a potential client, somebody I want to work with, but they're not quite ready, I write down their name and I focus on really getting a feel of, is this a person that's going to sign up probably within the next 2 weeks, or is this a person who likes the stuff but probably won't, touch base for a couple months? And I write down their name and I tag them in content that's particularly appropriate for them. And you can, just by getting on a video call with somebody, you can ask them about 3 different questions and you can gauge their level of interest. Some people you can tell immediately want to buy from you or work with you. And then other people, if they put up, you have to learn the difference between a hard no and a soft no is the best advice I can give right now. That's imperative, because a hard no means they never want to work with you. They just kind of like your stuff, but they're kicking a tire. A soft no means yes, but later. So maybe they're waiting on some money to come in, or they're waiting on some external event that'll make it possible. Soft no's are tomorrow's sales.
Okay, and are you using a special system to manage that, Dr. Rob?
No, I'm a dinosaur. I'm 45 years old, so I use paper and pen. And I realize that's highly unsophisticated, but it is effective.
Okay, all right. What about you, Martha?
You're not in the dinosaur age. I have an old school method of doing it too. I don't do paper, but I do like these events that I'm having right now. I keep a list. So if it's through Eventbrite, I save their information. And then, for example, I had the Dare to Be Millionaire. So I have a folder with the topics and also the list of leads. And so I'm doing folders for every event. So if there's an event that relates to it, then I send an email to those people. And I'm also organizing all my presentations, because what if somebody asks me, oh, talk about this topic, then I have it ready. I don't have to think about and redo my work. So that's good. In terms of 5 years, with my palette company, what I do is I use QuickBooks. I don't know if any of you use QuickBooks. QuickBooks helps you with this. If I just look at my clients for 5 years ago, I put the year, I will have a list and I'm like, oh, I don't work with them anymore. So then I'll follow up with them if I know that I will get them back. So I would just go back to that list. So my bookkeeping system keeps a list for that.
Okay, awesome. Brian?
So it depends on why we're not working together. And Dr. Rob made a good point. And I always feel that the first no is just a reflex action.
Mhm.
It's like you could be dying of bubonic plague and you get to work and people say, how you doing? Oh, I'm good, you know. So that's that natural response. And you know, if you want to talk to a financial advisor, the reflex is almost always no. Right. So you have to get beyond that. However, if it's someone just doesn't really want to work with me, I was told that I ask too many questions. Just tell me what to do with my money. What should I invest it in? And my answer is always, I have no clue, because I know nothing about you. Well, just tell me how to make money. It's easy to make money. However, what I do should be specific to you, not just some general thing. So that's why it depends on why we're not talking. Because I'm not going to change how I do things, because I think how I do it is very important to the success that I'm having. I will reach out sometime to see if circumstances have changed. I had a husband and wife came in and we talked, and then the husband came back, and so my wife said, you asked too many questions. You know, she doesn't want to deal with you because you just won't tell her what to do. I said, I could do that, but it might be the wrong thing. So
Okay. Well, I find it very effective to have some sort of a special event just to gather all the people that you work with in the past. And this is why the Fire Up Live is such a great format for me, because I have been talking to people that I have worked with like 2 years ago. And, you know, I'm bringing them back into this event and saying that, you know, this is an amazing gathering. We're going to recognize everybody and all the people that we worked with in the past, and they're all coming forward. I mean, I have not talked to these people for months, and they're now like excited to be a part of the Fire Up Live event. And so that's why I was curious about how you guys are able to connect with your clients, you know, when you haven't talked to them for a long time. So just wanted to share that with you. And that's something that I think it would be good for you guys to just do a client appreciation. You know, it's almost like a reunion. And it's really interesting because, you know, I just came back from a vacation in Ventura, and it was like a reunion. And so these people were like, you know, excited to see each other. Some of they don't know each other, but they have this album of, you know, how they look like before, and you know, how they look like now. So it's very interesting. And so it's almost like the Firefly is almost like a reunion for me. So if you guys are really, excited to see how it works, definitely you want to be there. And you are all going to be VIP. Of course, Fire Connect are in the VIP list. That's what it is. So it's going to be awesome. All right, so let's go take 30 seconds to just give me your feedback about this part of our meeting and just kind of give us, your thoughts about it. I agree, Dr. Rob. Yes. All right. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Thank you for your feedback. And red flags will lead to bad behavior in clients later. Trust me. I agree. When you feel like there's already something wrong in the beginning, it's actually a blessing for you to say, yes, I can't work with this person. And it's a good thing. I don't fight it at all. I would just go ahead and let go of it. And sometimes it works out to where, you get that break and then later on it becomes better.
I was
All right.
told by a very wise woman once that not every dollar is a good dollar.
Yes.
Some
I
people will
agree.
drive you crazy, and that has served me well for over 20 years now.
Yes.
Of
I've
course,
had those
all the
instances.
women here are wise. So.
I've had those instances where right away it gave me a problem in the beginning, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay letting go, and it doesn't break the project. Okay, so let's move on to our business share time. I want to hear what's going on with your accomplishments, challenges, and goals. So let's go ahead and start with Martha. Let's go ahead and start with you.
I'm excited about my event on August 6th. I'm expecting a lot of ladies of just having a great time.
And what's the
No
event again?
pressure. When is it or what is it?
What is it?
It's called Boss Ladies Garden Party. So it's basically girls come together and the idea is to unwind and celebrate our successes. No
Oh,
pressure. It's just like, let's just relax. For one, let's stop for a few hours because I feel like as a woman, you all have work, but you also have your housework, like with your kids and everything.
yeah, awesome. All right, Brian.
So I had lunch with a client the other day and just doing a review, and he said, "Can I bring my girlfriend?" And I said, "Sure. If you don't care if your girlfriend hears about your stuff, I don't care either." Because he was one of my advisory clients, so we were talking about his investment accounts. Said, if you don't care, I don't care. Bring her. So after the meeting, you know, what do you do? Well, she owns a boutique realtor agency in New York. And so I started talking about some of the tax deferral stuff for, that I work with realtors and real estate investments. And before I could even finish what I was saying, she blurted out, "This would be great for me because I have this boutique firm. I'm the David among the Goliaths. And what you do would be a great marketing tool for me to help me stick out from the crowd."
Mm,
And
yeah.
I thought, I started laughing. And she said, "You think that's funny?" I said, "I'm amused because you got it without me even having to tell you." So we've already had another meeting because she's back in New York now. Um, I'm going to be presenting to her team probably next week, later in the week. So just another indication that things are moving well in the right direction.
Are you recording that, Brian?
The thing I'm doing with her team,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, perfect. That's good. Always want to make sure you record whatever you guys do. It's good content. All right, Dr. Rob.
So I had a good influx of clients, actually. I think I signed 3 to 4 people in the last 7 days. It's been, and I've still got a few more
Woo!
I'm processing calls for. I took a big hit from COVID, so I was dead, just gone for 2 weeks. Like, I completely dropped all my business stuff while I was recovering. So it's been good. I'll tell you right now, if what I did to get more interested parties was actually the less is more adage, just better content, better level posting, addressing the problem that I solve, and making sure that I was seen across a couple different areas: LinkedIn, Facebook stories, Facebook lives. I was doing 4 broadcasts a day across everything. So this all added to the visibility. And what it does, bigger picture, it gets what I call the phantom leads, where people you don't know, you've never met, just see something you made and they're like, I need this. Hey, let's talk. And you present yourself, you position yourself, and that's what draws them in.
Awesome. All right. And Rick.
I've brought a couple of companies to become a franchise, and I'm doing the
Wow.
development.
Woo,
development
congrats.
side. And with one of the companies, we have these potential large deals, either area representative or master franchise deals. So on the consultant side, you kind of talk about them to clients at a surface level, the advantages of owning a larger territory. Now, on this development side, I've had to go out and learn how others have structured them so that I can prepare the founders of the franchise on how to negotiate them, given that we expect them to happen. So that's been a success. I know a lot more about that side of it than I did a couple weeks ago.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity, Rick, to ask you a question for a potential collaboration for all of us. Okay. Once you franchise a company, then they're established to run their business, right? And how long does it take for them to actually officially start their business when you start the franchising?
It's about 3 to 4 months
3 to
before somebody can start selling the franchise.
Okay, and then they're right away they start the business. Now, when you have this kind of clients, do you also refer like, you know, the kind of services that Dr. Rob offers, you know, in terms of media visibility, or the kind of services that Brian can do to save some, you know, tax for the company, and or Martha can even actually help on looking at their numbers and see how they can double their sales. Is that something that you could, you know, kind of put as part of your process, even, you know, like, you know, getting some exposure or interviews on our radio show? Is that something that you can include in your program to offer it to your clients that are already, you know, running on its own, and kind of give them ways to get more business opportunities?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if a new franchise were to contact Dr. Rob, they could work on media strategies at efficient costs.
Okay.
And then as they plan out the growth of the franchise system, Brian could really help on any tax strategies
Okay,
that they can see, that I can see that them needing. And then with Martha, if they're not getting the dashboarding from the franchisor that provides them with the real-time data on their financial performance of the business, then Martha would be able to help.
okay. Now, what would be the best way to present that to your clients? Do you put together something, or do you want us to put something together for you that you can hand it out and explain it to your clients to make it easier for you to present the information?
I mean, it's something I can do. I'm sure everybody's information and bio is on the Fire Up Connect site.
I think that I would love to
LinkedIn.
see that, because I have a lot to offer too, and I would like to be able to share that information to your clients. And as well as in our process, if we have, a connection, we're able to give them like a one page or one page of information that we can offer and say, look, if you need someone to franchise, here's the information, this is what they do. And if you need a media visibility, this is here's Dr. Rob. So it's kind of like that. It's more specific to who we have as a client. And same thing for you, Martha. For you, I mean, it's easy to include Brian and Rick and Dr. Rob in your process of information. So somehow it has to be intentional in terms of sharing our information, because if Rick is going to share our information, we also need to make sure that we also share his information in our program, right? Don't you agree with that? Don't you guys all agree with that?
Oh, yeah, it's the three members in this meeting, they are part of the answer to the question of a franchisor. Okay, I did all the administrative work needed. I'm a franchise. What's next? How are you going to help me grow? Well, here are the pieces that we have in place for an emerging brand. Dr. Rob, Brian, Martha, real estate, so on. That's how I'd approach it.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. So,
can I-
so any questions?
I have a statement, not really
Yes.
a question.
Okay.
So I imagine everyone here, we're all business owners, and we all have our own radar, and we're listening for certain things for people to say, so we know this could be a potential client for us, all right, in conversation. So what I started doing, because you can imagine I get lots of people that want to talk to me and want to partner up with me, and if we're really going to partner, there has to be some reciprocity. They need to be trying to help me as well as me trying to help them. And I used to say, what's your sweet spot? Who's your perfect client? And I would kind of get a standard answer from people. So what I started doing instead of that, I would say, if I was sitting down with someone across the table, enjoying a beverage or a meal, what would they have just said to make me think of you? That I need to introduce you to them right away. What would they have just said to me? All right. And when I asked it that way, I got a much deeper answer, much more detailed answer, specific words that person would be saying. And that has been helpful for me to know exactly how to refer. Because if I'm doing active listening, which is what I call it,
Mhm.
for the things that tell me that this may be a good client, after that conversation, I now know what else I can listen for to know that they might be a good client for maybe, Dr. Rob or Martha or Rick. So knowing those details is helpful, because I just had a meeting with a CPA when I was in Florida, and we're going to start working together with CPAs. And I said, I need to screen them. And he says, well, you don't really need to screen them. I said, you don't want to talk to every CPA I talk to because you're going to be wasting your time because they're not going to be the right person. And he says, oh yeah, you're right. So you need to know this, this, and this, right? So it's not just important to refer, but you need to know enough to be referring the right people. And that takes conversation.
Yeah. I think, it's a good idea to start really, putting out more information about your services. And so Martha is actually, we're working on her magazine, and Dr. Rob has magazines also. And part of it is providing information in the magazine, articles, advertising. Those are good things to have in there. So it's handy because Martha, I'm sure she's going to take all this magazine and start giving it to people. And she knows how to talk about everybody that's in that magazine. Because that's what I did with the magazine for Finest Women in Real Estate. I would talk to people and start talking who they are. And I'm sure Dr. Rob say the same thing with his Shift. I mean, his Shift magazine is like all over social media. It's crazy how he does the marketing for his magazine also. So think about that, start looking into providing some good information that we can share to the clients, because sometimes it's a matter of, yeah, this guy does this, and look at his article. He talks about this and that, and there's more content to show. One thing that we could do is we can also put it in our website. You submit an article that we can push out on social media. And that's another way. And if we see that, we're able to capture those articles and send it to our clients, our potential clients, that I can say, hey, this is the guy I'm talking about. This is his article. Read it, and you can get more information about what he does. And that's another way to do it. And also the workshop that we're forming right now. We are doing the workshops, and Brian was able to send me a description of his 2-hour workshop, and I would also like to see that from Dr. Rob and Martha and Rick. If you wanted to do a 2-hour workshop that we can offer to the members and to the people that we can invite to come into your workshop, you just let me know what the title and what the description of that workshop is going to be, because we're going to schedule them, and we're going to create a page in the Fire Connect and start pushing them out and inviting people to the dates that we will schedule for. So that's going to be a great opportunity for us to get more people. Now, think about the Fire Up Live event. This is where you guys are going to be highlighted in front of hundreds of people that we know in the community. A lot of them are community leaders. They have tremendous connections, and take advantage of branding yourself in this kind of events. And that's one of my intent for doing the Fire Up Live event, is to promote you so they can see who you are, and you can speak a little bit about what you do. And I think that would be awesome if you guys can come out and join our event on October 15. And I can see Martha's cute little boy there. He's so awesome. So anyway, any comments about collaboration?
We should all do more of it.
Yes, I think we have it to be very intentional, and we have to create something to kind of put it together. So my commitment is I'm going to create a 1-page, like a referral page for my clients that I meet. And I can put that together, and I'll show you an example. If you guys have any other ideas, you can bring it to the meeting and show it to us. And so we can all see that we're all being very intentional about working together. Because the thing is, if we don't do this, we're going to forget when we're talking to our clients. And we can say, hey, you just finished a business with a client, and in addition, here's another group of people that you can work with, and that can help your business. And it's a matter of just giving that page to them and just giving a little bit of word, of reference to the people that are in that page, because you know who they are and you believe in what they do, and you think that they can really, improve someone else's business. I mean, I truly believe that if I refer Dr. Rob, I know that that person is going to have a better media visibility. If I refer Martha, I know that she's going to double their sales. And I know that if I refer Brian, I know he's going to be able to save them some tax expenses. And same thing with Rick. There's an opportunity for them to become a franchise, but you have to share it. We have to be intentional about showing something to them that will embed, some information, even if it's, here and there, but you keep, working on giving that info because you care about your client and you know that these people are amazing, that it will help your clients overall. That's pretty much it, right?
I can do something. I can do a sub page called partners. And then if everyone sends me like their picture, a little description of what they do and their contact, I can easily put that on my page.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
just an extra tab called partners or experts or something like that.
yes. And I think, that would be an amazing things. And, again, if we're intentional and you guys can even have a one-on-one meeting and kind of talk about, talk about how you can make it more a win-win situation for each other, you can do that. I mean, we all have the opportunity to be creative about, motivating each other in giving referrals and providing incentive to each other. I think that's also another way to for people to really remember, because remember, people are here for business. And so and some people, the mindset is, how does it make that better for both of us? So, and become more creative about it. So think about that, be intentional. I really think that you guys are amazing, and I'm very, very grateful of you being a member of Fire Up Connect, because it brings the quality of the people that are coming into this organization. And I know that, a lot of the members are not able to attend, but I'm gonna, start really calling everyone and start really talking to them about the value of their attendance here, because look at what, the people that are here are able to collaborate. If you are here, you create opportunity and you create ways to work together. And if you're not here, you're not being intentional, and your membership is just, there. It doesn't do anything for you, right? But if we are intentional, because I can create all kinds of projects that will bring a lot of business, and that's just the way I work. I mean, the Fire Up Live event is going to bring a lot of connections to you guys. I'm bringing a minimum of 100 people, and I'm targeting about 200 people to go there. So if you guys are coming in, understand that you are only getting your ticket, but you're getting the branding that I'm putting together for Fire Up Connect members. And that is going to be there for you. And it's a matter of you want to take advantage or not. Okay. So think about it, Rick, especially you. You're like the only franchise guy I have here. I think it would be great for you to be there, because there's going to be a lot of business people there. And Dr. Rob is already in San Diego, so there's no problem with Dr. Rob going like 2 blocks away from him. And Martha, I know she's flying to join us. Yes. And Brian, it's a matter of how it works with your schedule. All right. Remember to cover all your bases. Eventbrite, Facebook event, and Meetup. Yes. Yes, Dr. Rob. I definitely need that too. I will make sure that I have all of that in every aspect. And a complimentary financial assessment if you send me at least, there you go. There's so many tax. Let me see, I'm reading it. More eyes plus a low cost Facebook and campaign, right? At least 3 months of P&L. If you do not have a P&L, then we really need to talk. There you go. All of that. Thank you. Okay, let's get some feedback here. We still have some time, but I wanted to get your thoughts about our meeting. So I'll start with this time with Rick. Rick, what did you think about our meeting today? And any other thoughts that you might have, you can share with us.
Well, with the smaller group, I thought we had a chance to talk more about specific topics or ways to collaborate, ways to foster engagement with Fire Up Connect, plus the live meeting. So it was because of the smaller group, it allows you to shift to a different organization of the meeting, kind of let it flow. So
Yes. Yeah, I like that, when we have a mix of people here. Okay, so what about Martha?
I will second that. It's really good that we have like just us and it's kind of more intimate. At least for today, that was nice. I like that you force us to collaborate. I think it's and not that we're shy, but I think a lot of us get busy. I don't think we're shy. We don't want to reach out. We get busy. So it's good that you're making us be intentional of our collaborations. Because
Yeah,
I think we all hardly want to do it, but things happen. So then we forget to follow up.
yes. So I think, when we create a task. So, I mean, here, when you are attending Fire Up Connect, I really think that, your ward is, has a stand in this meeting. So when you commit and when you say something, you need to make sure that it's done. And I'm all about making things done, making things happen. So I made a promise that I'm going to create that one page of people that I wanted to refer and give this page to the people that I'm meeting. And so if you guys can come up with something and share it to the group next time, I think that would be awesome to see that happen. At least, we are, looking at this group with a lot of respect and a lot of value. And if we make some actions to what we're talking about, then it really shows that we really care for each other and we want to help each other, right? So any comments from Brian?
So yes, there is a comment from me. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, good. So one, I was hoping Martha would maybe deposit some money in my account. I could give her the account number. And she's being very helpful today, so I thought maybe she'd like to be extra helpful. I didn't think so, but I figured I'd give it a try. But more seriously, this has been a small, more intimate group, and the last couple that I've been on have been smaller groups. However, I've seen some familiar faces in these smaller groups, and what that tells me, I don't know how it works for anyone else, but what it tells me is that these are the people that are really serious about networking and are looking to actually make this work, and aren't just looking to benefit themselves, but to benefit the other people in the group also. So I appreciate the faces that I see more often than not.
Oh, that is awesome, Brian. Thank you. All right, Dr. Rob.
So, great statement, Brian, by the way. I was learning a ton from listening to you. Essentially, yeah, I would piggyback that when you see people 2, 3, 5 times, you start to get a better handle as to who they are as a person. You start to understand their services better. Looking at Martha's social media and seeing all the stuff she does and the way she presents herself gives me a better handle as to referrals. So when I see somebody that can use her stuff, she's got amazing client results. She's clearly very smart to talk to analytically, and the way that she presents information is not over the top intelligent in the sense that it's not confusing. It's very easy to digest, but it's highly effective. So I have no problem referring her after 3, 4 touch points, which is great. And that's why you do need to come to meetings consistently, because you do need to hear people's message and understand what they do before you can refer them.
Yes, I agree. It's about building that trust and the education that you wanted to let people know what you do. I mean, it is really part of what we do. We have to educate people, and I totally believe in that. So I am. Is there anything else I missed? Did I get everybody's comment? Okay. All right. So I think that this is one of the best meetings because we were able to intentionally create something to collaborate. And I think that's one of the things that I always wanted to see happen in our meetings. But, you know, when we have new visitors, we try to make it, you know, follow our format of our meeting. But when we don't have any visitors here, we can have more opportunities to really communicate. It's almost like a board meeting here. You know, we got to make things
Yeah, sure.
happen. And if we don't talk about it and we don't force ourselves to do it, at least because we care about each other, I think, you know, that's the main thing for this meeting. What is that? Oops, my email is, oh, there you go. So she's sending her email. So make sure you save the chat. And our next meeting is going to be on Friday at 11 a.m. And again, I'm working with everyone in terms of the workshop page. So we're making that happen. And if you have any questions about the upcoming events, let me know. We have, I also am doing the Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs on September 24th. I'm just trying to wait for the confirmation from the hotel that we have that room. And that is for about 100, you know, people, mostly women. And there's going to be speakers, like 3 panelists for every half an hour. And it's like, you know, it's like 1 hour increments, and different types of people are coming in. And some of them are traveling from other areas just to speak in that event. So if you guys are interested in that, or let me know, that is available. Dr. Rob, that would be an awesome, because you're right here in San Diego. I think you should stop by and at least, you know, check out all the people there, because there's a lot of people there you can, you know, help in terms of media. I don't think I have anybody with your expertise in there. So I think it would be great for you to visit. So that will be on September 24th. So anyway, I think that's all I have, and I appreciate all of you. Again, make sure that, you know, try and attend as many as you can in our meetings, because I think it's very valuable that you're here. And Rick, I truly am thankful for what you do, and for also opening an opportunity for all of the people here in the meeting, you know, and see if we can start some sort of a good, you know, referral system for all of us, because you do know these people and what they can offer. And that's something that I think will be great for everybody. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, and have an amazing week. I will see you on Friday. If you want to attend and invite people, that would be awesome. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.